The trading station of Velix 9 hummed with the usual chaos of 1,000 species, conducting business under the artificial glow of plasma lamps. Merchants barked prices in a dozen languages, translators chirping to keep pace. The air reeked of exotic spices, ozone, and the metallic tang of recycled atmosphere. Krathek stood at the center of the main bazaar, his blade drawn and gleaming under the harsh lights. At 9 feet tall with chitinous armor plating and forearms ending in razor-sharp claws, he was a Zalthari, a species that had earned its reputation across 3 spiral arms as the galaxy's most feared hunters. His mandibles clicked with satisfaction as he surveyed the crowd. Today would be a good day. The crowd had already begun to part around him, species of all kinds backing away in practiced terror. A Voltrian family huddled behind a stall. A group of Centauri merchants froze mid-transaction. Even the station's security drones kept their distance. Everyone knew better than to interfere with a Zalthari on the hunt. Krathek's targeting implant flickered across his vision, scanning biosignatures and cross-referencing them with the bounty networks. 73 potential marks within visual range. His people had perfected the art of the hunt over millennia, and he was among the best of them. 3 confirmed kills this cycle already, and the day was young. Then his scanner locked onto something impossible. A human. A Terran, here. Krathek's blade lowered a fraction. His mandibles stopped clicking. Every hunting instinct he possessed, honed over decades of bloodshed, suddenly screamed a single word. Run. The human sat casually at a drink stall, sipping something from a ceramic cup. He was unremarkable by his species' standards. Average height, brown hair going gray at the temples, wearing a simple jacket over civilian clothes. He looked like a merchant, perhaps a trader. Soft, harmless, but Krathek knew better. Every hunter in the galaxy knew the stories. The Terrans had appeared on the galactic stage only 40 standard cycles ago, a species from a death world so hostile that merely surviving childhood qualified them as apex predators. They called their planet Earth, and it had tried to kill them in 1,000 different ways for millions of years. And they had won. The human looked up, met Krathek's gaze, and smiled. It wasn't threatening. It wasn't even predatory. It was worse, it was knowing. Krathek's training manual had an entire chapter on humans. He'd memorized it like all Zalthari hunters. Species, Homo sapiens sapiens. Classification, apex persistence predator. Threat level, extreme. Humans do not possess natural weapons, armor, or enhanced physical capabilities by galactic standards. However, they evolved as endurance hunters on a Class 12 death world. They will pursue prey for days without rest. They heal from injuries that would kill most species. Their pain threshold is anomalous. Their capacity for violence is matched only by their capacity for calculation. When threatened, they do not flee or freeze, they adapt. The manual's final line was printed in red. Recommend avoidance of confrontation unless overwhelming force can be guaranteed. Solo encounters are not advised. Krathek had laughed when he first read it. His people had toppled empires. They'd hunted species to extinction for sport. What could one soft-skinned, clawless, fangless biped possibly do? Then came the incident on Tarragon 7. A squad of 12 Zalthari hunters had cornered a single unarmed human in a warehouse. The human had killed 11 of them with improvised weapons and his bare hands before the last hunter managed to escape. The survivor's testimony had been barely coherent. He wouldn't stop. We cut him. He kept moving. We broke his bones. He kept coming. He used our own blades against us. His eyes, God stars, his eyes never stopped calculating. The human at the drink stall set down his cup and stood. He didn't reach for a weapon. He didn't need to. Looking for someone? The human asked, his voice calm and carrying easily through the sudden silence of the bazaar. Krathek's translator processed the Terran English instantly. The human's tone was conversational, almost friendly, but underneath it Krathek heard something else. A challenge, subtle and precise. I hunt, Krathek managed, his mandibles clicking nervously. It is what my people do. The human nodded slowly. I know. Your people have hunted across half the galaxy. Impressive track record. He took a step forward, and despite himself, despite centuries of Zalthari warrior culture, Krathek took a step back. But here's the thing, the human continued, his voice never losing its casual tone. My people? We didn't become apex predators because we were strong or fast. We became apex predators because we were better at hunting than anything that tried to hunt us. The human's smile widened just slightly. so I'm going to give you a choice. You can put that blade away and walk out of here, or you can find out why nothing from Earth's food chain ever managed to eat us." Krothek's forearms trembled. Every instinct, every lesson from his ancestors, every story whispered in the hunting lodges suddenly made terrible sense. Humans didn't just survive being hunted, they turned it around. They made predators into prey. The great Zalthari hunter, terror of 3 spiral arms, sheathed his blade with shaking hands. "Wise choice," the human said, sitting back down and picking up his drink. "I'm just here to pick up some spices for my wife. But if you want to leave Velix 9 and tell your people that humans prefer to be left alone to shop in peace, I'd appreciate it." Krothek backed away, then turned and walked quickly toward the docking bay. Behind him, the bazaar slowly returned to life. Merchants and customers alike watching the human who had faced down a Zalthari hunter without raising a weapon. The human took another sip of his coffee and smiled to himself. Earth had taught humanity many lessons, but the most important one was simple. The most dangerous predator isn't the one with the biggest claws. It's the one that outthinks everything else. And humanity had been outthinking death itself for a very, very long time.